I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points? I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get this sauce. Get an extra free throw. Because I had it on, and they were fouling down 4 with just a few seconds left. And I was like, oh, we're super good. And then I look up. I swear it was 10 seconds later, and they're shooting 2 down 5. So somehow they got an extra free throw in there. There must have been a turnover. I must have looked down and missed a turnover or something. But the way that Memphis bet lost, oh, my God, dude. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday morning. Hope you all had a better Thursday night than I did. I think I'm 1 and 2 as far as the bets that have actually finished. But I have Lakers. Well, Lakers are only down 10. There's still a lot of time left. I have UC Davis. UC Davis is up with a minute to go. So I guess there's a path to me still having a break even. I'm not even sure, actually. I don't think it's a good night, but it might not be as bad as I thought. Doesn't sound like you guys are having good ones, by the way you were talking.
I'll make a tiny bit of money if LMU covers.
So if LMU
I'm down.
If LMU covers, you actually had a winning night?
I mean, green is green, but yes.
Green is green. Hell yeah, green is green. Spoon.
But yes, technically, yes.
Spoon, I know you were having a rough one because I texted you about it.
Yeah, it happens. We got the one win with Middle Tennessee. It took them 5 tries to inbound the ball up 4 points with 30 seconds left. I was absolutely positive they were going to blow that one too. I beat every closing line. I did what I can do, but
then you did your job.
On to the next day. I'm hoping we don't lose this last one. Get to 2-4 on the day wouldn't be terrible.
It looks good. The line just moved to -2.5, so I think they're shooting free throws up 2 there. UC Davis. So we got a lot of World Baseball Classic games. We're only going to go through, I think, 8 or 9 college basketball, then a lot of World Baseball Classic. Jose from Pub Sports is coming on to join me and Toast. Maybe I could find something.
Killing me too. I got a whole bunch of value with Chinese Taipei Beiling. I bet over 8.5 with Australia Czech. It closes 9.5. There's 4 runs in the game. Literally nothing. No.
Chinese Taipei bounce
of CLV trophies that mean jack shit are just like taking over my house.
All right, so we're starting off with Bellarmine, and TV Jones did give out Bellarmine money line. Obviously, they won because they're still alive in the tournament. They're catching 5.5 against Central Arkansas. Who wants to talk about it?
I do. I don't know what he picked. I don't know if TV Jones is picking them again. I bet this, forgetting that he was on Bellarmine, but I bet the over here. I got 154.5. It's came up, I guess it's a little bit, but these are two of the 3 best offenses in the conference. And I do think that Bellarmine is going to be facing this the Central Arkansas defense that's the best in the conference as well. But I mean, as far as efficiency is concerned and whatnot, but I do think that them having a game on this floor already does help them. And like I said, their offense has been fantastic. Doesn't matter where at, and they're the best free throw shooting team in the conference as well. So I just think that we see some points here tomorrow. Neither one of these teams have a crazy good pace, but I still like the over.
I like this comment from Jorge Alvarez. 5-0 today. You guys are the greatest. Well, you did better than any of us.
Oh, yeah, bro. You damn right.
No, bro, you're the greatest because I did not go 5-0. But, hey, I'm glad you did better than any of us.
The Reddit an absolute needle there.
Well, because people watch and they interpret what we say all different ways. There's times where we all have good days and people are like, you guys suck. And then there's times where we have bad days and people are like, this shows the best. I went 6-1. So people interpret.
At different points in time, I had one person fading all my leans and another person betting all my leans at different point in times and saying they were winning and losing. Like, you just, yeah.
People interpret it different ways. Spoon, any thoughts on this one?
I lean Central Arkansas here. I'm not trying to get in front of this team. This team has played great basketball. We look at since January 15th, they have 1 loss to Florida Gulf Coast in overtime. Before that, they had back-to-back overtime losses to Bellarmine and Eastern Kentucky. So this team hasn't lost a game in regulation this year. I'm a big fan of this Bears team here right now. I think Bellarmine has the ability to stick in this game. If you look at the overtime game where they ended up beating Central Arkansas, it was a game where they shot almost 70% from the field. And that is something Bellarmine possesses the ability to do. But playing back-to-back games, it gets a little more difficult. And I think the level of defense that this Arkansas team is going to play is just head and shoulders above what they saw today. So I think Bellarmine played a great game, but they're out of it here.
So I thought last year the underdog that upset and kept moving was successful to just keep betting. I would like to see some data on that, but I don't know anything about these teams. So, whoa. Next up, the Flames, Murray State, the Racers. Spoon, is this your game? Yep.
This is my game. This isn't one I ended up pulling the trigger on. I went back and forth. Early on, I was looking towards UIC. So this is a matchup between the best offense and the best defense in this conference. And so far, Murray State has gotten the better of UIC both games, but UIC's been playing better basketball. They're a little healthier than they were in the first matchup. Not necessarily the second matchup, but I think this is a spot where UIC's defense can really come to the forefront. Murray State plays no defense. I feel like it gives UIC the ability to score a little bit easier. They've beaten some of the best teams in this conference already. That defense, I mean, it just reminds me of like watching Big 12 basketball, like what you see out of Houston, Texas Tech. It's just relentless, and I think that can give Murray some issues here. So I lean UIC. It's not anything I pulled on the trigger yet. I was hoping to get slightly better number after the results of the first couple of games. I still think Murray State takes some money, and if I can get a full 2 with UIC, I think that's when I'll move.
Why are we getting points, I guess, is my question. Like, what am I missing here? Because I have this circled and ask you, because I felt like UIC should be a play here. Like, do you know why it's short like this?
So if you look at the first 2 games, Murray State beat Illinois Chicago at home 81-74, and then on the road 81-77. I don't have the numbers pulled up now. I believe Murray State was actually favorites in both of those games. So if you remember, like UIC kind of turned it on in the middle of the season and just started playing great basketball.
That was my point, is that both those games ended in early February. Over the last 2 weeks, I think that UIC's been playing much better, especially again than Murray State. And even if you want to say that UIC's offense isn't even that bad. So I mean, I don't know. I have this game -2. I had UIC -2, and especially I don't know. I felt like this was way off.
Well, they're not.
I thought an interesting note here. I was paying really close attention to conference futures. Murray State opened up plus 1,400 and UIC opened up plus 850.
They're not really catching. This graphic says +1. This is a pick. There's not.
No, regardless. I mean, even when it went out, that was my point. Is that I thought they should have been. I thought they should have opened as favorites, and I thought that I was clearly missing something that I wasn't. But maybe I'm not.
At one point, the money line was as high as I believe 110, definitely 105 for a long time with UIC. I think Murray State probably takes money here. I'd like to get plus money with UIC.
Okay. I'm good on this one. It's at the Enterprise Center. I'm assuming that's a neutral for the tournament, right?
Yes.
Next up, Longwood UNC Asheville. some deep cuts. This is in Johnson City, Tennessee, at the Freedom Hall. So
it is.
What tournament is this?
The Big South.
All right. What do you guys like here?
I took UNC Asheville at plus 105 here. I just felt like they were the better team, and they've played this Longwood team twice already this year. I didn't understand the price personally. I thought that UNC Asheville should have been at least like probably 2.5 here. I know that their offense hasn't been great, but I do think that they're significantly better than Longwood here. So, and they've been playing pretty damn good as of late. I know that they just lost to Charleston Southern, but as we'll talk about later in this show, Charleston Southern has been playing really good basketball and has been kind of unlucky lately. But regardless, I bet UNC Asheville at plus 105.
Spoon, any thoughts?
This was a game I looked at. I haven't moved on it yet, but I agree with Toast on this side. I thought this number should be closer to between a 2 and a 3 in favor of UNC Asheville. Longwood and Asheville played twice this season. Longwood lost both of those games by multiple possessions. So this line's a little bit fishy, but I mean, these teams are going to be equally motivated. I definitely lean Asheville.
So you think they should be favored, Toast?
Yeah, I do. And on top of what he just said too, not that like what happened in November and December really matters a ton, but at least UNC Asheville also tested themselves. They had a 147 out of conference strength of schedule. So they've played on neutrals. They've played on the road before. I just don't, and Longwood hasn't been tested at any point in the year. I think their best game that they played was Pitt or Wake Forest. But my point being is that, yeah, they've played twice already this year. UNC Asheville had no problem beating them. There's a lot of data that says it's really not that hard to beat a team 3 times in a row in a year. I just felt like they're a true possession favorite here, and I was very surprised to get them at plus 105.
Asheville. Here we go. Plus 105. I'm taking it with you. All right. Telling you guys on Middle Tennessee did me well.
When they were at home, they were 2.5 point favorites. On the road, I think they were 1.5 or 2 or something like that. But yeah.
All right.
I think they're significantly the better team.
Next up. Next up is Central Michigan Ball State. Spoon, you added this one late. That was you who clicked this one, right? Oh, no, Toast added this one late. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I did add this one. I was looking at it. It's a standings game. I was looking at that. Hold on. There we go. So if Central Michigan were to win, they can still get into hold on. Let me just pull it. It's not loading. Why is it not loading? Sorry. I don't know. My computer's like frozen right now. Okay, there it goes. If they can win this game and Buffalo were to lose, they would get into the Mid-America Conference tournament, and Buffalo plays a Toledo team that they're probably not going to beat. So this is type of a win and get in type of situation for Central Michigan. So that's why I had picked this game on there, because I thought that was a nice little situational spot.
So which way would you lean? Sorry, I was watching the Lakers.
Central Michigan. Are you covering?
I'm plus 5. They're down 5. Exactly. Okay.
Oh,
make it 3.
So. I saw it like 2 minutes ago. I saw it, and then I wasn't sure.
Spoon, do you agree, Central Michigan?
Yeah, Ball State is one of the worst teams in this Mid-America Conference. They really kind of turned it on at the end of the season when everybody else had kind of given up. 2 overtime wins versus Massachusetts, Western Michigan, and they snuck out a commanding victory versus Northern Illinois. It's a little hard to fade them here right now. I would almost think that Central Michigan would be favored, but I guess after those 3 recent games, they're not. I lean Central Michigan here. This number makes me scratch my head. The level of basketball that Ball State decided to play at the level of, or at the end of the season, also makes me scratch my head. But Central Michigan needs this game. Ball State, if we delete the last 3 games, have been a terrible team all season. I expect Central Michigan to show up.
Yeah, it looks like it's down to 1.5 now. You can't even really get Central Michigan plus 2s anymore. Circa opened up at 2, came down to 1.5. So it looks like those 2s got bought up. I'm good on this one. Is that the MAC tournament or is that still regular season?
Regular season.
Okay.
So as he alluded to, if Central Michigan wins, they'll get the last spot in the MAC tournament. Coinciding with the Buffalo loss, but I do think Toledo takes care of that game as well.
Next up is VCU Dayton, and I added this one because I was surprised Spoon didn't click it. You texted us about this game, so I was surprised you didn't select it. Didn't you? Weren't you looking at VCU here?
I thought I clicked it. Maybe when I went through, you had already clicked it, so I just didn't.
Oh, it looks like you did add it. When I looked before, you did it. So you did actually add it.
I got to the sheet a little bit later tonight. My bad about that.
No worries.
This is a spot catching plus money with VCU. I get Dayton's played better basketball towards the end of the season. We rewind, their last loss was versus VCU. It was on the road, 99-73. Since then, it really feels like this Dayton team has just flipped a switch. Wins versus Davidson, Mason, Duquesne, St. Louis, George Washington, Richmond. Now they get to come home and get one more win versus VCU. Seems like a storybook ending for Dayton, but I just think this VCU team is so much better. Both of these teams will be in the tournament. It's not a huge positioning game. I just really feel like VCU not in a spot where they're going to drop a game right here at the end of conference play. They're one game back of St. Louis. I don't think St. Louis is going to drop their game to Mason, but Mason is a hard place to play on the road, so it's possible. So VCU knows they have a chance at getting a crack at the A10 Conference Championship. It won't affect anything as far as the seeding in the tournament really goes, but I don't expect VCU to lay an egg here. This is a really good team. I get Dayton's a tough environment to go into and play, but I would make VCU short favorites here. Probably not a full possession, but it would be over a -1.
So it looks like I can't really get a 2 anymore. I could still get a 1.5.
I played the +105 money line. I saw it get up to +110.
Yeah, on MGM, I saw that pop on MGM as well.
Toast, do you agree that VCU should be short favorites here?
Yeah, I had texted him. I texted him right after he had texted the group, and I said that I'm with you. It makes no sense why they're favorites. Like he said, I mean, I really can't say anything else. And he said, yes, Dayton's been playing really good, but I think VCU is the better team. It's just point blank period, and we're getting them at plus money here. So, I hadn't bet it yet, but it would only be VCU for me. It doesn't make any sense to me.
All right. I'm taking it.
Can you still get them at +110, or did it move back?
Yeah, I can still get that +110. I mean, why don't
also, with the way the bubble conversation goes, VCU needs absolutely every single win they can have, because if they don't win this conference tournament, they're not necessarily guaranteed to lock into the NCAA tournament, even though I think their body of work proves they should be in.
Let's go.
Yeah, they just think if they would have had that Utah State win.
They fumbled a couple spots they could have had. They could have had one New Mexico game. I mean, they scheduled really tough. They're a good basketball team. Martelli in his first year, impressive work.
Hold on, my camera's.
Yo.
My camera follows me. I like to be centered on the screen. It's like an OCD thing. So yeah, I mean, I took the +110. All right, let's go. +110. I'm in. I already know someone's going to screenshot that and make a meme in our group chat. I already know it's going to be Jordan is going to screenshot that and send it like 100 times.
The other possibility.
It's going to be the meme of you analyzing a bet you don't like.
Yeah, it like he has a couple clips of Toast that he sends like every other day that are from like 2022.
What are we doing?
That one, yeah, he always says that. It's Jordan. He's going to be the one to do it. UCF West Virginia. We are not in the Big 12 tournament. This is a regular season game. I actually added this one. Neither of you guys clicked it, but I was surprised because Spoon is kind of a UCF homer. They're on the road in Morgantown. I'm a little disappointed in West Virginia after losing to Kansas State. What do you think about this number, Spoon? 3? I feel like that's tall. It should be like 1.
And are you a homer? Is this true? I didn't know that.
He likes UCF.
I do like you. I'm a Big 12 guy.
Yeah.
I enjoy most Big 12 teams. Like it's hard for me to like pick against them.
Yeah.
It mostly comes from just watching so much basketball and hearing everybody just praise the Big 10 and the ACC and the SEC, and it's like Big 12 is the best conference. I don't quite understand the whole conversation around that, but West Virginia had a chance to get into the tournament. If they had followed up that BYU win with a commanding win versus Kansas State, I think they could have come into this game and probably gotten themselves positioning for one of the locked-in bubble spots. But they lost that Kansas State game. West Virginia, Ross Hodge has shown the ability to step up in some games. This is their final home game of the season, and they show up and win it. Maybe I lean UCF here. I think UCF throughout the course of the season has been the better basketball team. They're coming off 2 losses, a really tough overtime loss to that Oklahoma State team at home. I think this is a spot where they get a win going into it. I haven't had enough to pull the trigger on this yet. UCF, I still see 3.5. I don't really know that this number moves much, but I just don't think West Virginia is that good of a basketball team to be demanding a full possession. I think this should be closer to a pick. I know UCF is one of those teams that plays much better at home, and West Virginia is also that style of team. But I mean, just we move this to neutral. This number doesn't make sense to me. I haven't moved on it yet.
I agree with every single word you're saying. I would put UCF 2 full points above West Virginia on a neutral. Maybe you want to allocate an extra point because Morgantown and UCF's better at home. Okay, but that's still off.
It's still off, and UCF has proven they can go to road environments and win. They went on the road to Kansas State. They went on the road to Colorado and won. They went on the road to Utah and BYU in the mountains and won. I mean, those are hard places to play, just like West Virginia, because they had two bad home games. That one of them you lost by 1 point, and the other one you lost in overtime. And now we're going to downgrade them because they're going to West Virginia. It's the last home game. This number is absolutely ridiculous.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Did you?
So
that was too bad.
I'm pulling up conference tournament. I just want to see if there's anything riding on this, because both of these teams are kind of in the middle, the thick of things. You have UCF sitting at 9-8 and or conference 9-8 tied up, and then West Virginia sitting 8-9. I don't know where the buys sit in this tournament. Somebody wants to talk for a second while I try to figure it out.
I was just price shopping. You can get a plus 140 money line. That seems to be a good price. I can get a plus 3.5 minus 105. So not only can I get a 3.5, I can get a cheap 3.5 right now. Right? There's no injury that anybody knows about.
Yeah, I just want to filter this over the last month and a half and see what it pops up. Hold on.
LeBron
It still has them minus 1.5. Yeah, I'm playing this.
Let's
I don't
go.
give a shit.
I'm taking that minus 105, 3.5. That's going to close 2. No. The minus 105's gone. Whatever. I was
going to say, because now there's 3s popping.
There's 3. All right, let's go get this now. Let's get a 3.5 before
Yeah.
we're all gone.
I'll move on this with you. It appears to me that West Virginia is going to be in the first round, and it looks like if UCF wins this, they guarantee themselves the second round bye. I'm trying to look at some of the tiebreakers, but there's so many teams in the Big 12 in this mix. It makes it a little challenging.
Say that again.
I don't think there's a ton of motivation for West Virginia. I think they're locked into the first round with the 9 through 15 teams. I think UCF with a win guarantees them a bye through that first round, where they play the 5, 6, 7, and 8. Play the winners of that first round game.
All right, I'm in.
I'm taking 3.5.
I took the 3.5 minus 105. I took. So not even a 3.5, a cheap 3.5.
Where is that at?
Hard Rock. You don't have the ability.
It's all good.
You're not sharp enough to have a Hard Rock account. All right.
One of those oxymorons.
That's a foul. Luka's shooting free throws. If he makes them both, they'll tie it. By the way, UC Davis had a 5-point lead, Spoon. They're up 5 with a minute left.
I'm watching it. I'm waiting for it to just melt apart.
Yo, you sound like you need to stop.
You sound like me.
Yeah, stop hanging out with Toast, bro. The negativity.
You too much.
Toast, the way
this game. Go ahead.
Before we went live, the way Toast was talking, I didn't know how he did yet. The way he was talking, I was like, damn, this dude got smoked. And then we got on, and I was like, Toast, you had a bad one. He goes, if I get Loyola Marymount, I'm up 0.72. Like, you almost had a winning day. What? All right, Miami of Ohio.
I like cool pretty good. Like,
no, you
could have been 1-5 walking in. I wasn't upset or anything. I mean, it's frustrating, especially when you beat every single line. You're like,
yeah,
I can't catch a break here. I mean, it is what it is. But I also have this dang my hat on. I have between 1.75 units split between plus 410 and plus 430 in Miami of Ohio money line tomorrow. Seems like pretty good value to have.
Speaking of Miami of Ohio, Spoon, you have your. Is this the final game of the regular season here?
Final game of the regular season. Arch rivals. You couldn't write this better.
Are you going to hedge?
No.
Oh, for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, Spoon has a Miami of Ohio to finish the regular season undefeated ticket that he placed. What was that, like 3 weeks ago? Something like that?
It was quite a while ago. I think there's quite a few people that have gotten on that with me. People have been asking about hedge situations. I have no interest in hedging here. You do get a full 5.5 with Ohio. Miami of Ohio has played some close games down here in this stretch, but I just think this team, it's not a physical thing. Like when you look at the court, these guys don't dominate them, but as soon as basketball starts, offensive efficiency with this Miami team is just out of this world for MAC basketball, and Ohio is not a good MAC team this year. This number is short, in my opinion. I think Miami of Ohio should probably be laying closer to 6.5, 7.5. But this gym is sold out. Like, this place is a huge basketball gym. It's absolutely packed. There's going to be drunk, screaming fans. They're not necessarily Ohio fans or Miami fans. They just came because they want to see Miami finish out the perfect season. I think it's going to be a little bit of an exciting game towards the end, but I think Miami walks away with this. I'm not sweating it. I'm gonna hold on to my tickets. I've had a great year. It doesn't break me or make me either way.
Toast, if you were in Spoon's shoes, would you hedge?
What's the number you got, Spoon?
So I have 1.75 units split between plus 410 and plus 430.
Yeah, I probably would a little bit if I can get 240 or whatever on a money line. Yeah, I'd probably do that just a little bit. But yeah, that's just me. I'm a coward.
Toast,
So right next to that, don't bet against Duke. No, I have hedging is for pussies. So I went against the other. No, I'm not going over 2.
I have a tramp stamp that says that.
I instantly arb out if I can. No questions.
LeBron was just writhing in pain on the court like somebody shot him in his leg and he came back on the next play. I'm a LeBron fan. He was rolling around writhing in pain like someone took a crossbow to his quad and he missed one play. He's back on the court. Like I honestly thought he might be out for the season. That's how injured he looked. All right. Anyway, sorry. Do you have any interest in betting this game, Toast?
I would love to play Ohio here because of the spot, like Spoon talked about, and Miami hasn't been as dominant as far as covering numbers on the road, but again, they're like one of the best ATS teams in the country. I mean, they've had a couple slip-ups here and there. That's me, I guess, more or less taking a shot if I possibly can. But if you've been betting this Miami team, I would continue to bet them. There's no, I mean, if you haven't, there's no reason to step in front of them unless you're just really trying to get cute here.
All right, let's move on.
So the biggest issue with Miami was they were facing an injury to their point guard. He played 30 minutes in the last game versus Toledo. Went 3 for 3 from 2, 1 for 4 from 3. Had a pretty decent game. The first game was a 15-point blowout or more. I think this number's short.
Yeah, well, and Toledo is significantly better than Ohio too, so it would make sense that there's a little bit closer game.
I'm sending an invite to Jose because we're about to. I think I did. Just make sure I spelled his email right. All right. St. John's, Seton Hall, Big East. This is a small number, but you got to keep in mind for those of you that are not from this area, this is a big rivalry here. New Jersey versus New York. This will be a physical game. Seton Hall is not going to lay down and die here. Now, 4.5 is really short, and St. John's was really good on the road for a portion of this season, but this is not. This is not a team that St. John's will just bulldoze over. This is a rivalry game here. So, Toast, I personally think it's a little short. I would love to take like Seton Hall plus 9.5 because I know this game will be physical. They'll take it seriously, but at 4.5, is that guard still injured for St. John's?
Spoon actually bet this game.
Oh, go ahead, Spoon.
I think this is a great St. John's spot, in my opinion. You're referring to Ian Jackson for St. John's. He's played minutes in the last 3 games. He's not fully back, like where he's 100% or anything. He'll be on the court. I don't expect to see him more than 25 minutes. I still think this is a great St. John's spot. I think some of those injury informations kind of drive lines down in spots where it doesn't necessarily affect it that much. St. John's is sitting here in a spot where they have a chance to get a piece of the Big East Conference Championship with a win tomorrow. They're sitting at 17-2. Connecticut is also sitting at 17-2. They have to go and play Marquette. I don't think there's any way that St. John's falls asleep here in this game. I think there's a ton of respect paid to Seton Hall. Like, as you were talking about, this is a little bit of a regional rivalry. Holloway is a coach modeled much after Pitino and the way that he runs his defenses. So I think this is a ton of respect paid from Rick Pitino towards Seton Hall, this entire program. I think they're going to show up, give them their best game, and I think this comes down to probably 10 to 15 points St. John win. I think this number is criminally short. I played St. John's minus 4.5.
Yeah, it's hard for me to disagree. I would love to take Seton Hall in this game, but 4.5. There's a pretty big talent discrepancy here for 4.5. Toast, any reason to take Seton Hall?
Yeah, I do think there's a reason to Seton Hall. The 5.5, 120 has been sitting, staring at me in the face. I said that when Spoon texted me as well. Yes, St. John's can win win the Big East or the share or whatever. I don't really care. DePaul. Seton Hall is fighting for their NCAA tournament life. And if they were to win against this St. John's team, that would give them a very, very good shot to make this tournament. And we all know that if there's one thing that Seton Hall is going to be able to do is muck this game up. And I do trust that. My issue is that I do like St. John's a little bit more on the road. But, I mean, Seton Hall's 8-1 as an underdog this year. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this game, another close game, and maybe St. John's pulls it out or not. But that 5.5, 120 has been staring at me in the face for a couple hours now. I haven't pulled the trigger, but Seton Hall's been very good as an underdog, and I would expect them to keep this game close. I don't think there's a huge rebounding advantage for St. John's like they have over other teams with Seton Hall either. But it's the Seton Hall offense that scares me more than anything. But yeah, I've been looking at that 5.5 all day.
Yeah, I think it'll be a close game too, but 4.5 is just, there's not a lot of wiggle room there. All right, let's move on to the last college basketball game. And it's UNLV, San Diego State. Toast, I'm assuming you did click.
No, he texted me about this. Well, I don't know if he actually, I might have clicked the box.
You did click the box. I'm looking at it.
Okay. Spoon did text me about this game. You guys already know it would only be UNLV for me. I got the 10.5. So, the number is ridiculous. This team, like I've said over and over again, this team will continue to get better. Defensively, they've continued to get better. And offensively, they're starting to get even, scoring 90 points a night almost. I think this UNLV team has been undervalued all year long. And yes, San Diego State has been a good team in this conference for a very long time, but they have been playing like crap over the last 3 weeks or so. I mean, getting wins against Air Force and Wyoming and Nevada mean absolutely nothing to me. And the Utah State game, yeah, on paper, it's pretty impressive. But guess what? Utah State's lost 3 of their last 4 games. They're not playing good basketball right now. You know who is playing good basketball right now? The running Rebels, plus 10.5.
Toast, do you want to respond to the allegations in the comments from Mr. Weskers? He claims Toast hates SoCal basketball teams. Do you have anything against Southern California basketball teams?
No, I do not.
So the allegations are false.
They're false. I mean, with Gonzaga, I can see where that goes, but not really. I don't really hate him.
Does not hate him, Weskers. More propaganda from Mr. Weskers. Spoon, do you agree? 10.5 too high?
I think 10.5 is too high. We just saw this UNLV team play well above their head in the last couple of games, though. Wins over. I mean, the only person I know that expected them to win those 2 games were Toast.
I'm sorry, I had to.
They beat Nevada in overtime and then blew out Utah State. So now they get San Diego State. UNLV is in a spot where they have a chance to get a bye going into the next round. I'm sorry, I misspoke there. San Diego State is in a spot where they have a bye going into the next round. UNLV doesn't have a ton to play for. Coming down at the end of conference play, this team's so hot, though. I don't think San Diego State really has a chance to win it overall. I guess if Utah State drops their game, they'll finish tied overall. Tiebreaker won't affect it. They'll get the shared conference title. So maybe San Diego State has that to play for, but I just think 10.5 is too big. This number should be closer to 6.5 to 7.5. That's why I immediately texted you about it. I wasn't sure if this was maybe just the book saying that San Diego State's going to be so locked in at that chance at a conference tournament. But to me, I want to play UNLV. I always have a hard time doing that after a team wins outright as a big dog, but it seems like another good spot to play them. I don't feel like the books have adjusted to their number yet.
Well, Toast, that's music to Toast's ears. He loves this UNLV team. I'm not going to touch this one. All right, let's talk some World Baseball Classic.
Oh, shout out Jose Bouquet. Good luck, buddy.
Jose Bouquet is coming on. I got to say, I know that I'm a World Baseball Classic noob. I'm new to the tournament, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but as I was preparing these graphics, what the hell are these games that we're about to talk about? One of them says,
Is that a real line? Minus 1,046? I've never seen that number before.
The run lines are like 4.5 on some of them, if not more.
One of them says Spoon. One of them says minus 5,000. I'm not joking. One of them says minus 5,000. So yeah, I don't know how you guys are going to attack betting something like this, but you have the floor. By the way, for those of you that don't know Jose, he does a lot of work over Pub Sports Radio with that's where Spoon is on all the time too. So the same group over there, good guys over there.
Oh, I'm on. Hello, everyone. Oh, sorry, I didn't know I was on. Yeah. Hello.
Yeah. So you've probably seen Jose over on the Pub Sports channel. Jimmy the Bag Show. Is Jimmy the Bag Show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday still?
Yep.
Yeah, he was on today.
And you're on
and Low Shack in the Bag on Tuesdays as well with Jimmy and Pete as well.
And what days are you on?
Every day. I'm back there producing. Yeah, I'm back there producing every day. So if Jimmy needs to go take a shit real quick, I'll be the guy right there behind him. So, yeah, I'm on there.
It's good to have somebody that can fill in a slot like that, you know, when nature calls. And you guys are live for a long time, so that comes in handy.
Yes. Yeah, 4-hour show today, and that felt light. So yeah, it's one of those things. But it's gonna be fun. It's only gonna get longer too because baseball is cometh.
Yeah.
Baseball is cometh here.
Yeah, great time of year for betting. So we got 8 games to talk about. Toast, I know, or you already know what Toast is going to say here. If you didn't watch during baseball season, Toast has a weird thing for Yamamoto. Yamamoto, the pitcher for the Dodgers, is pitching in this game for Japan. Chinese Taipei, coming off a bad performance. This is over. I don't know anything, guys. I don't know anything. So
Jose, I leaned the exact opposite. I leaned under here. I felt like Yamamoto in this bullpen should be able to pitch just fine. I mean, this Japan roster is absolutely loaded. It's just a matter of if Chinese Taipei can hold them down to keep it, because I don't think they're going to score very much. So it would only be under 8.5 for me. This is, especially with these games, especially with the first games of these pool plays, like I want to get into this after a game or two when we have some bullpen action that we can get on. But as far as this one, it would only be under 8.5 for me. I don't think that Chinese Taipei is going to give you very much run support, to be honest, for your over, Kyle. I know you were just saying it out loud.
I was just joking, but I'm putting Chinese Taipei money line up. I'll fade Yamamoto. There you go.
I love the Venezuela hat, though, Jose. I love that.
Yeah, I am indeed from Venezuela. So shout out to Venezuela. It's hard talking about the WBC because it feels like I'm going back into a den of horrors. I'm going back into an abusive relationship. I'll never forget my Bill Buckner moment. I'm a Boston Red Sox fan as well. Is obviously the Philadelphia Phillies shortstop, who I don't say his name anymore. Since that day, I have not said that guy's name anymore, and nor will I ever. So that stung really, really badly. But I will say this: I'm USA Jose this year, so we'll talk about it when we get there. But just know this: I am USA Jose this year.
USA Jose.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, I've got nothing on this game. It's tough to bet. At least you're not betting like Japan Czechia, which is going to be like, janitors and firemen playing against the Japanese national team. Chinese Taipei actually has a baseball player. Shout out to my guy Yu Chang, former Boston Red Sox, former WBC legend as well.
He's on the Chinese Taipei team.
Yeah, and I'm gonna call him Taiwan because I'm not backing down to China. I'm not taking a knee down to China. I'll tell you that. So shout out to Taiwan.
It's so funny looking at people on Twitter who they're trying to decide which one to use.
What Chinese Taipei is Taiwan?
Yes,
the same
yes.
thing.
Oh, yes, very much the same.
And some people refuse to use Chinese Taipei. Some people will only use Taiwan. I don't understand it, nor do I care. But yeah,
I didn't know that they were the same.
Yeah, well, I'll say this: I'd be a little surprised if this game finished, because I don't know if you know this, the Sauce God, but there's run rules in this.
There's run rules.
Absolutely. 15 after 5, 10 after 7. You got to know these things for the totals, because you might be playing 7 innings, it'd be 10-0, and then you're like, oh my God, why is the game over right now?
Wow.
So Just know that as well. I'd be a little surprised if this game finished. So I'd lean Japan -4.5, but I'm not. I don't have the cojones to move.
I switched this over to the next game. Didn't seem like either of you guys are very interested in that one. At least the odds are competitive in this one. So
this is a good one.
Cuba Panama, and my bad. Someone pointed it out. I know. I used the Detroit Tigers template to make Panama, and I forgot to switch out the logos. So that is not Panama's logo. That is, in fact, the Detroit Tigers logo. So
I like it.
So as of right now, Pinnacle has Cuba as a -191 favorite. It looks like they opened up -300. So on Pinnacle, it looks like people are betting this Panama number down. I don't know anything. Do you guys agree with that action coming in?
Jose, you can go first.
Well, our guy Tony the Tiger Hunter in the chat says, I'm from Cuba. Our pitching is elite. We'll shut down Panama tomorrow. I respect that opinion. Here. I didn't have much on this game either. These were the two games. I was like, you know what? I'll sit back. I'll watch because Cuba, Panama, you never know what you're going to get from the Cuban team because obviously they have a deep treasure trove of players that they just kind of can't dip into. It's complicated with Cuba, just to say the least here. So I stayed off. It's again, I probably lean dog or nothing here, but I'd love to hear what Toast you have to say about this.
I think I've put the Panama flag in our chat 3 times, and I'm still scared to bet it. But I don't understand the price in this game. Like, I'm not trying to act like I know these starting pitchers at all. But let's just take a look at just like the lineups in general. I mean, the only thing that Cuba has going for him is Juan Moncada. I mean, that's like the best name you're going to get. They have a couple guys like there's the Vargas kid from the Reds organization, the Hernandez catcher kid from the Royals, but it's not like they're littered with a whole bunch of major league talent. And you have a Panama team that maybe these names aren't crazy good names, but there's a whole bunch of MLB talent with it's Miguel Amaya from the Cubs and Mundo Sosa from the Phillies, Caballero from the Yankees, Leo Jimenez from the Blue Jays, Luis Castillo from the Mariners who plays the center field. I just don't understand this price. I was going to take like +1.5 or something with Panama, or maybe even on the money line. I kind of wanted to see what was going to happen with it. I think my uncle got +170 with Panama, but it would only be Panama for me.
Nah, I'm going with Tony the Tiger Hunter, man. The pitching's going to shut it down. I don't know anything, guys. So I'm just the host here.
Kyle, just come for the ride. Come for the ride.
I'm waiting for you guys to say something compelling, like this number -1.8. Just something. I haven't heard it yet. When I hear it, I'll know. I'm looking to jump in on something.
No, just wait. Just you wait. USA Jose will be here to say
they're -5,000.
yeah. And let me tell you, that game's not getting past the 5th inning.
Oh, I wonder if there's some bets on that. So wait.
Yeah, you can do a team total.
Jose is rocking a Venezuela hat. So here we go. -451 over Netherlands. Do you agree that you guys should be favored that heavily?
No, but here's the thing. I last WBC had 2 sets of futures. I had Japan and I had Venezuela. So I was obviously in the semifinals, rooting my ass off for both separate teams. Heartbreak on one, glory on the other one. Japan wins, whatever. This Venezuelan team is very interesting. I obviously keep up with it very much so because this is it for me, Kyle. Again, I'm from Venezuela. Okay. Our soccer team is terrible. We've never made a World Cup. We came close this year, and that's because they expanded the damn thing. So we are awful at everything else. So when I get a chance to have best on best baseball, I'm in. That's why the WBC matters to me. This is my Super Bowl here. All right. World Series is great. I'm a Red Sox fan. But I want Venezuela to win the WBC just so I can talk shit to everyone.
Well, I'm looking at your roster. I do recognize some names here. So
it's good. Yeah, we're very good. We're very good. The issue is the pitching is not as good. Pablo Lopez rips his UCL. Yep. That really hurt me because he's my guy, and he's obviously one of the aces of this Venezuela staff.
Oh, bro.
Now the issue.
Why didn't you have Senzatella?
I was waiting for you to get to that name.
He's here. He's here. He's ready to go. I mean, the thing is that the
they
Netherlands
also got Montero.
Sure.
Yeah,
My guy,
forgot
shout out to
about
my guy Salvi. Salvador Perez gave me the most casual $100 I've ever gotten in my life. Shout out to him. But I'll say this. I mean, the Netherlands is a good squad because they have Aruba and they have Xander Bogaerts. They had Jurickson Profar. They had good players. They'll be able to have a fieldable squad here, but I think the bats will end up being too much. I lean towards Venezuela, but I couldn't make the bet. I think minus 450 just way too high for them. I think the Netherlands could compete in this game. It's a sneaky game.
Venezuela's taking this. A guy like Sensatella in the ball, in the clubhouse is just, he's an energy guy. So,
Yep,
Toast,
right.
what do you think of this price here?
It would only be Venezuela for me. I do think that Netherlands can be a competitive team, but I do think that the pitching advantage, at least especially in this game, it's going to be heavy Venezuela because they're going to start with Ranger Suarez, who obviously I don't think anybody, if you're watching this, need to tell you who Ranger Suarez is. And they also have a lot of other arms, like I said, not Sensatella, like you mentioned, but like a Kiter Montero, Avila, both those, I mean, they have multiple guys. I mean, it's Venezuela, so a lot of guys in the bullpen. But I wanted to look at the Netherlands because the Netherlands has, like, if you're a baseball guy, a lot of names on it. But I mean, Albies, Xander, and Zidane Rafaela are the only full-time MLBers on this team. You have guys like Didi Gregorius, who a lot of people might know. A lot of people might know Chadwick Trump, depending on how deep you get into this, because he's from the Braves. And then they have Drew Jones, who's a really high prospect for the Diamondbacks. But I also think that you're going to be facing, like, essentially MLB pitching. So there's a huge advantage here for Venezuela. Not to mention, I just think that they're, like, the much better team. But yeah, it would only be Venezuela. I would weigh like 1.5, 2 runs.
Yeah,
Omar Lopez, a good manager for Venezuela too. He's in the Astros farm system. Good manager.
I like Venezuela. That's my first pick. I might find a way to bet them.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna put a half unit on 2.5 minus 120, just to gamble. That's a pure gamble.
So they're laying 2.5. All right.
Yeah.
Jesus, I like Sensatella. I don't know if I like him that much. So here's a good one. Mexico's a minus 1258. Who are they playing? A little league team? What is this?
Yeah,
No, they're playing
Great Britain.
And,
Not good.
And Great Britain won a game last year, though.
They won a game.
They
Yep,
did.
I think Jazz is playing for Great Britain, and everyone was much higher on Henry Ford. Yeah, everyone was
Trace
much
Thompson?
higher than the last
Everybody
one.
loved Trace Thompson when he was a Dodger.
Someone putting up the money line?
Nope. I'm saying it's an easy pass for me, but I'll say they come in second in this group. They advance.
So no bets here. Too big of a number.
Yeah, we can keep it short and sweet.
I was gonna say, yeah, you can keep it short and sweet. I don't know. I'm looking to see what the Mexico run line is. Yeah, it's 4.5, 140.
Hell no, dude. Are you crazy?
Yo,
Just tough ones.
Mexico's loaded, though. Mexico is absolutely loaded. They got Munoz in the bullpen. They got Javier Assad, Robert Garcia.
Hold on. Let me look at Mexico's roster here.
Yeah,
They've got Randy Arozarena. They've got a solid squad. Like I said, I think they
Joey
advance in the
Meneses
group.
called out for him. Duran, Thomas.
Oh,
Rosarina,
Javier Assad. How are we ever going to get by? Javier Assad. I am not blown away by this lineup. Alejandro Kirk.
I'll say this, Kyle. They advance out of their group, Group B. They'll play Group 1's winner, which will probably be Puerto Rico. I will be betting Mexico against Puerto Rico.
Same.
I'll be betting Puerto Rico.
If that happens, but I would do the same thing.
Speaking of which, Puerto Rico's a minus 450 favorite against Colombia. So Colombia, these are Pinnacle's lines. I didn't look around, but what do you guys think? Do you agree with Puerto Rico being a huge favorite here?
Yeah, I guess. I was kind of leaning towards the under in this game personally. You have two major league pitchers on the mound with Seth Lugo for Puerto Rico and Jose Quintana for Colombia. And both of these teams have multiple guys on there with major league experience in their roster, whether it be Colombia with Romero or San Martin from the Giants. I mean, there's a lot of guys. You could keep on going through it, but I feel like this is more of a pitching thing. Not that like their rosters are bad as far as lineup is considered, but I mean, like for Colombia, I mean, the best person on your roster, I guess, would be Donovan Solano. I mean, maybe Gio Urshela if you have some love for Gio. But I mean, it's just really kind of bare there. So I kind of want to play under 9.5 to be dead honest with you guys.
You agree with that, Jose?
So they scored what? 2 runs in their warm-up games here. That's 7-1 loss to the mighty Pirates, and they lost the next day. What here? I gotta keep scrolling through all these many games here, but they've lost both. But they lost both, and they scored 1 run in both, and they can pitch their ass off with Jose Quintana, but he's going 4-5 innings max. And then you get into a bullpen that I don't trust. I thought that Colombia I might get to in this spot, but they just don't have any hitters. I mean, Gio Urshela is your best hitter. See you later. No thanks.
Wait, and the Puerto Rico bullpen is loaded with Edwin Diaz, Fernando Cruz. I mean, they have some dudes.
Quintana's pitching for Colombia?
Correct.
Yes.
Who's pitching for Puerto Rico?
Seth Lugo.
Which is hilarious that he's Puerto Rican.
We have pitching advantage. Who am I scared of in this Puerto Rico lineup? Nolan Arenado's 100 years old. Yadier Molino's 105 years old. Who am I scared of?
He's the coach.
He's the coach.
Under.
Nah, cool.
You're scared of Willie Castro. That's it. That's the only person you're scared of.
I am not scared of Willie Castro. Speak for yourself.
I'm playing hypothetical.
I was impressed with the lineup. MJ Melendez can hit the ball here. They scored 5 runs against the Red Sox. Now, was it the Red Sox good starters? No, it was all minor league guys.
Helio Ramos. There's a little love there.
I think they win this group, but it's more a reflection of the group than of Puerto Rico. I mean, I was at most of the WBC games last year for Venezuela. And I will never forget, if we can go to a quick story time, I was sitting like 2 rows behind the dugout. There was a family of Puerto Ricans, they're wearing their flags, they have the hat. And I turn into a little bit of a psychopath during these games. And Anthony Santander, whoever, hits a home run. And I am screaming. I am cursing out Jose Barrios. And the nice thing about these games is that 80% of these people that are going to these games only speak Spanish, so I can cuss up a storm and no one knows what I'm saying, which is kind of nice. So I was just calling Jose Barrios as he's soft, he's never been in a big game, and I made the little kid in front of me cry. I made him cry because Venezuela was just pouring it on to the Puerto Ricans, and it was great. It was glorious. So I'm always tainted by that now.
Someone goes, Jose B has some really good stories into the comments.
Thank you.
What about Colombia plus 2.5, Toast? Now you have a weird thing for Puerto Rico, I could tell. Let's move on.
I don't at all. I don't think I think they got screwed with the insurance and stuff. I don't have a thing for Puerto Rico. I think they're going to have some value to fade them once those bullpen guys get used in the next day or two.
What about Nicaragua? Dominican. This team, I mean.
Finally, I can stop passing on every game.
Go, take the floor.
Dominican minus 10.5, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's what the line should be. I was at this game in the last WBC. It was kind of a snooze. This year? No, they tripled the prices. They quadrupled all of the prices. I got into all of the games last year for $15-20, and then obviously the most expensive ticket was Venezuela DR. That was $90. $400 to get in there. This is ridiculous. This is absurd. But
Toast, was it expensive? Toast is going. I forget was it expensive?
I paid $300 for both semis and $400 for the championship.
Wow. What a waste of money.
But I went in 2000. I went the other tournament and I watched the pool play in Arizona and they were super cheap.
The pool play in Miami was great, and then thank God I wasn't there for the USA Venezuela game. I would have had an aneurysm.
Well, I'm putting up Dominican for this one. If you guys don't know why, go ahead, go to Google, type in Dominican Republic World Baseball Classic lineup. It's like some shit you would make in MLB The Show on rookie difficulty.
It literally is.
It's like
MLB The Show.
Yeah, and you know what's shocking? Line's only minus 4.5 here.
A dead ass. Yeah.
So I bet it. Maybe I'm a square asshole. Maybe it is. I just don't expect this game to finish.
Yeah.
Again, 10 after 7. I think this is like 10, 12-2 kind of score here. I think and here's the difference from last year and this year. I think last year DR was riding on their high horse, feeling really good about themselves, and Venezuela smacked them in the mouth and didn't let them advance out of the group stage. I think this year they're taking it a little more seriously, and they come for blood, and I think they rule Nicaragua.
The lineup is, just to give you an idea. So Julio Rodriguez, J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez of the Mariners, he bats 7th on this lineup. It's freaking crazy. Tatis, Marte, Soto, Guerrero Jr., Machado, Cameron. The lineup is so loaded. Dominican minus 4.5.
Yeah, I bet it. I got it at minus 120. I think I got it, or 125, something like that. I didn't really price shop. I've been making most of my bets on FanDuel and Caesars because they've had them ready available. But yeah, I can't really add anything to that. But I did.
Yeah, I got minus 125 for record keeping purposes.
I look down and I see Spoon in the comments. This is Jose Stone Cold sober. I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. Everyone's like, "This guy's wasted." Oh God! I was like, "Yeah, guys, I am very sober right now. So you guys are gonna have to get used to the weirdness here."
They say that about Toast all the time. Toast, you just disappeared off the screen. I don't know what. You're still here. Let me put you back on now. Yeah, they said. I don't know.
He's a ghost. Well, my goal honestly right now is to not yell and keep it at a decent audio level so my girlfriend doesn't come out here and murder me. So we're doing a good job seemingly.
Toast, I can't. There we go. We're back. So yeah, last game up. What did Jose say? I'm USA Jose. USA
yeah.
Jose. All right. Tell us what to do here. Are we betting minus 5,000?
I mean, let's start with this. The U.S., I feel like and I'm from Venezuela, so I can come at this from a third-person point of view. The U.S. is the Yankees. They're the big favorite. They're the team everyone wants to beat.
Wait, hold on. USA's favored over Dominican to win this thing?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. USA is minus 110 to win it. Dominican's like plus 430.
How?
Because this year the U.S. actually cares. Last year they got embarrassed. This year they actually care. They actually brought pitching this year. I looked at my bet slip because I've been slapping my own ass about this. I bet the U.S. to win this thing in December. When they announced that Paul Skeens was playing in this, I was like, okay, finally they're taking this seriously. Let's roll. Because the thing that pisses me off the most about this U.S. squad is they think they can win this with an MLB Network analyst as their manager. Which pisses me off. The arrogance. It infuriates me. But this year,
I like you.
They have plenty of pitching now. They've got all the pitching in the world. There's not a person on this Brazil team that will be able to touch Logan Webb for the first 5 innings.
Oh my God. I'm taking Brazil.
Give me the United States minus 9.5. Minus 123. This game does not see a 7th inning. This game is done in the 6th inning. 15-0.
So I hear him say, we're so scared of Logan Webb. That was red flag number 1. Red flag number 2, I pop open the USA lineup here. What's the first name I see? Ernie fucking Clement. Brazil. Brazil money line.
Let's go,
the most
Ernie.
overrated player in the history of Major League Baseball, Ernie Clement. Dominican's team is better than this, so I don't know why USA is favored.
You don't want to know why? I'll tell you real quick, Kyle. Sorry to interrupt, Toasty, because
You're good.
Because the U.S., they've kind of rigged this for them. Because when they win this group, they're going to play the number 2 of Pool A, which might be Canada. They're going to roll Canada. Then they're going to play probably Mexico. They're probably beating them again here. They avoid Japan, they avoid the DR, and they avoid Venezuela because they play on the other side of the groups. That's why they're such big favorites. They have an easy walk to the finals for whatever reason. You know, maybe the MLB is rigging this for them and insurance companies is rigging it for them. Who knows? Who's to say?
Toast, would you agree with Jose on the minus 9.5? And by the way, he wasn't being funny. That is the actual posted run line.
Oh, yeah.
It's minus 9.5.
I just didn't want to deal with the USA pitching. I played team total over 9.5 minus 115 on Caesars. So I thought that the U.S. lineup would destroy these guys. In the comments, is Ernie Clement playing? Probably not. Which I just wanted to say, but he still made the team. So shout out Ernie.
He's a cancer to any lineup.
Well, I mean, the biggest issue is that they put the C on a known loser's chest.
Dude, I don't even.
Who's the captain? Who's the captain?
The big dummy that plays in New York. He's never won anything in his life.
Never performed well in his life.
And you bet them to win it all?
Lights are bright, as G.B. Jones would say.
I'm just scrolling through this lineup. I'm listening to you guys. This team is just born to choke.
Oh, Kyle, if they
statement.
do, trust me, I will be on these airwaves for the next 3 years calling the U.S. a bunch of choke artists. Trust me, I will be first in line because I do not like betting the U.S. Like I said, they're the Yankees. This is the team that everyone's going to bet is the big favorites. I feel like a square coming out here and saying, hey, bet the DR minus 4.5 and bet the U.S. minus 9.5. But for these first rounds, what are we going to do?
Good question in the comments. Who decided Logan Webb would start? Because I honestly think that's a good question.
The dumbass MLB analyst. That the U.S. thinks they're so arrogant they can just run out some asshole.
So Mark DeRosa?
Yeah, and in the last WBC, they actually took this shit serious. Jim Leland was the manager. You know? But I'll tell you this. It's going to be Webb, Skubal, Skeens, McClain of the New York Mets. Shout out to him, Oklahoma State Cowboy. And they've already announced as well. There's the worst part about this is there's no secrecy for the U.S. too. The MLB Network analyst is on there every day, and he has to say something to get the people going. So he tells them, hey, here's my whole line rotation set out. Here's my semifinal starter. Here's who's going to start this game. Here's going to start the finals. So we already know that McClain is going to start the finals, which I don't love, but he's fine. I think he's an electric young pitcher that will get through 4 innings of clean ball and will roll over to the bullpen, and we'll hope to God the MLB Network analyst can make the correct decisions and actually pull people when needed to be pulled. But Skeens is playing in the semifinals, probably against Mexico. They'll be fine until the finals.
That'll be awesome.
Because
I was there last year when Mexico smashed the U.S. and Joey Manessa made a fool of America.
So I picked Brazil on the show, plus 1767. And if you're wondering, why are they such big odds? Well, see that B? I couldn't even find a logo for the team. That's actually just a B that I typed in Photoshop. Couldn't even find an actual logo. See it spinning on the side? That's just a B in Oswald bold font. That's it. Couldn't even find a logo.
I respect that.
Just had to make it work. And TJ in the comments said, whatever you want to bet on Brazil, just send it to me. I'll give you plus 2,000. By the way, TJ, there's 2 TJs in the Discord, and the other TJ was complaining about what a day that went 8-8. And I texted Spoon. I was like, why is your friend TJ being such a dick in there? Turns out it was the wrong TJ. So my bad on that. Wrong TJ. But all right. Oh, Scott's not here. Was Scott just in here? Oh, I don't know. Thought Scott was here, but I'm about to go into NBA, Jose, so they can see you every day over there, Tuesday through Friday.
Yep, just come on over to Pub Sports Radio. You'll see probably less energy because it's a little more early in the morning. I guess I'm more of a night owl because I'm wired. I'm apparently crazy right now. But yeah, Tuesday through Friday, Pub Sports Radio. Shout out to Spoons obviously being on there on the time. I saw Dabby Cab and TJ also in the chat. Sports scientist Jacob in here as well. All guys that have been on the Pub Sports Radio airwaves. At Jose Bouquet, I got my Twitter back. I won the war against Twitter, and I got my Twitter back. If you want to follow me for more of this action.
See, I didn't have his Twitter up because I started it. I didn't have it up. So type your Twitter into the chat so they have it.
Sure.
And then I'm going to text Scott and tell him to come on because we're going to do NBA. I do have a couple NBA bets.
Yeah, hopefully you can get on a couple times during MLB season too. This was fun.
Yeah, just for the WBC, obviously we have to prioritize March Madness and all that, but you guys just send me a text. I have all the templates, so like I can prepare it. So just send me a text and I'll have it ready. Like, we can't spend a ton of time doing it, but we can whip through. No. And hopefully, not all the games are minus 5,000. Because what the fuck? Like,
yeah. Semifinals again. It's going to be semifinals. Japan versus the Dominican Republic or Japan versus Venezuela. That's when the Giga Bangers start. The bangers start in the semifinals and the last group stage game with Venezuela versus DR, which, by the way, we're going to take their soul again, boys. We're going to reach out. We're going to grab their souls and take it again. I specifically took it in Miami last year. I reached out. I grabbed it. I said, this is mine now. My guy, Salvador Perez. My guy, Willier Abreu. Ronald Acuna Jr. They're going to take me to the promised land this year.
You didn't even sound confident when we talked about the Venezuela game. I sounded like I liked Venezuela better than you.
Well, I'm
right,
Kyle. I'm Venezuelan. We're a country of choke artists and losers, so I have my guard up.
I think I might bet them now just because of that statement.
Yeah. We've never won anything. We've never made a World Cup. I mean, it's disgusting. This is all I have, boys. Oh. So I'm going to reach out, grab Dominican Republic's soul, and we're going to win that game, guys. You'll remember me when Venezuela beats the DR. You'll remember this.
I'll be on Dominican Republic money line and the run line. All right, let's talk some NBA. Jose, Toast, talk to guys later. Boys. All right. Let's see. Oh, I already got Scott's name up. Scott, you just missed quite the spirited World Baseball Classic discussion. Are you a World Baseball Classic guy?
I'm going to follow it more than usual, but I know I caught the tail end of it. I think Dominican Republic's pretty good, so we'll see what happens.
Loaded. So I don't know about your night, but I lost both my NBA bets. Thought I was going to get the Lakers at the end there. You definitely got the Spurs. I know that one. Man, I got to say, I didn't think the Pistons... I knew the Pistons offense was going to struggle. That wasn't a shock. The Pistons are supposed to have one of the best defenses in the NBA, and we've now seen that defense get beat up by the Cavs without Harden, and then by the Spurs in back-to-back games. So the Pistons defense has me pumping the brakes a little bit.
Yeah, I'm trying not to jinx anything for tonight, but I'm pretty sure I won everything on the show yesterday. I had the Mavericks plus the points that got there. They should have won outright. Had the Spurs, had the under in the Nuggets game, had the Timberwolves minus the points. Yeah, I think I won everything that we talked about on the show.
Well done. All right. Well, I got 2 NBA bets, but I'm all ears. This first one, I know a couple people, USMC vet in the chat, jumped on the Hornets early at minus 5.5. I would need a way bigger number to consider the Heat. Miami's on a back-to-back. The Hornets are actually 10-0 in their last 10 games against fast-paced teams. They've won 10 consecutive games, 10-0, I believe 8-2 against the spread. So the Hornets have not had problems with these fast-paced teams. Miami, one of the faster-paced teams in the NBA. The problem is if you look at those 10 games, it's like the Pelicans, the Kings. The Miami would be better than most of those 10. I really don't know what to do here. I'd probably, if anything, maybe consider actually, I don't even want to say under. So I'm good. I pass.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Hornets in this game. They've been on fire lately. Both teams have been good. Miami has won 3 straight. Charlotte's won 6 in a row. The thing about the 6-game winning streak, though, is they've won every game by margin. All 6 of those wins have been by 16-plus points. So they are just smacking teams right now. Now, Miami did play on Thursday, played the Nets. I mean, it was a free 2 wins back-to-back, so Miami's 3-game winning streak doesn't really mean much. I think Charlotte's just better, just simply put. You're looking at this team when fully healthy, the starting lineup they have really just a lot of matchup problems for a bunch of teams. Even Boston, who they buried in Boston last game out. I'll take Charlotte. I understand both teams in good form, but I think Charlotte is the better team, especially at home recently. But if you beat Boston by roughly 30 in TD Garden, I'm going to take you seriously. So give me the Hornets minus 6.
Yeah, I agree. I can't remember the last time I've faded the Hornets. So I've been pro Hornets since they were 9-22 or whatever, way back in the beginning of the season. I do say I'm a little worried that, okay, they're now laying 6.5. Does seem like the market is finally starting to catch up. This team was just catching 7 in Boston. They were on a back-to-back. It wasn't the most favorable spots, but I'm a little worried about if we're going to start seeing the Hornets priced as the 2 seed in the East, then I'm a little worried that the market's caught up to it. That's all. But yeah, I wouldn't be on the Heat. That's for sure. All right. Next up. Mavs, Boston, Celtics. it says -15 because Dallas is supposed to say +15 here. Dallas is on a back-to-back, but the graphics always bug out with that. So ignore the Dallas side graphics. You laid it, right?
I did. I have Boston in this game. I got 14.5. I don't mind it at 15. It's really a great spot for Boston. Last time we saw Boston, they got curb stomped at home by the Hornets, so I do think it's a good spot. They did not play today. Tatum's coming back. Do I really care? Not really for the sake of this game, besides the crowd involvement, I guess. But it's just a good bounce-back spot for a Boston team that got embarrassed at home and takes on a Dallas team that is playing on a back-to-back. We saw Flag play yesterday. I think he'll play again because he is a local kid, so I think he's going to end up suiting up for this game. But do I think Middleton plays? Probably not. Do I think Najee Marshall plays? Probably not. PJ Washington? Probably not. So I think Dallas might be sitting everybody in this game, basically. And Boston, after that embarrassing showing last time out, I think they destroy this team pretty heavily. I got Boston. They might be up by 30 at some point in this game. But Dallas, I do think Flag will play. Minute restriction, so probably around 20 and change. But everyone else should be sitting. Give me Boston to bury this team at home.
Couldn't agree more. Boston coming off that was so embarrassing against the Hornets. I had the over in that game. You had the under in that game. We were on opposite sides of that one. Yeah. Boston scores 89 points at home against the Hornets. Hornets were on a back-to-back. So coming off a real embarrassing performance. This total did get bought down. It was up at 224.5. It's down to 222.5, 221.5 now. I agree. Boston always does a great job of taking these fast-paced teams and forcing them to play half-court basketball where they suck. And they're going to force the Dallas Mavericks offense to go into Boston on a back-to-back and try to set up a half-court offense and score points consistently against the Celtics half-court defense. It should be ugly. Yeah, I agree. It would be Boston in blowout fashion. I think there's a chance Dallas struggles to get to 90 points in this one. So, yeah. Agree. That's not one of the ones I bet, but completely agree. All right, next up. Portland, Houston. What are you about to say about this? Because I have no idea.
I'm not back in Houston. I'll tell you that much. You lose outright to the Warriors. That's a pretty rough situation there. I know we both like Golden State for the game on Thursday. Look, Houston had a bunch of question marks going into the game on Thursday, and everybody played. That's not a good sign when you're playing a back-to-back and you just had overtime. So for the injury report, Şengün was questionable, Amin Thompson was questionable, and Jabari Smith was questionable. Just for the minutes here, Jabari Smith Jr., 42 minutes. Şengün, 37 minutes. Amin Thompson played 44 minutes. And Durant, who we know is up there in years, he played 41. So it's a pretty bad scheduling spot in general. I understand that Portland might not be the best team. I know Avdi is probably not going to play. But they're on a back-to-back after playing overtime. And we know Houston's not very good anyway, ATS. I'm on Portland in this game. I think that they have the size to actually match up on the inside with Houston, with Klingon, and with Robert Williams, who's actually healthy for once. Drew Holiday's been really good lately. 6.5, though, is a lot of points for a Houston team in a really bad scheduling spot. And Portland didn't play on Thursdays. They actually have a rest advantage. I'm on Portland in this game. They might actually win this outright, but I do think 6.5 is a lot of points.
I'm thinking about tailing you right here. I mean, I definitely would not be Houston, that's for sure. Man, if you actually pop open the hood and look at Houston's body of work, it's crazy. You look at their efficiency numbers and you're like, oh, Houston's a top 10 offensive team, top 10 defensive team. They've got a good record. But you actually pop the hood and look at like where their quality wins, it doesn't look all that great. Even when they're winning games, they're not covering against bad teams. I feel like Houston might be a little bit overvalued, but Portland just... All right, screw it. I'll bet it with you. You damn near swept the board. You did sweep the board yesterday. You've earned a tail.
I appreciate that, but just to be clear, it is not me having a ton of faith in Portland. It's me having no faith at all in the Rockets on a back-to-back. Would you be shocked if Durant or Amin Thompson or any of these guys end up sitting in this game? Probably not, because they played a bunch of minutes and now they're playing a back-to-back. So maybe if you end up getting one of those guys to sit, you might beat a couple of points of line movement. And I see in the comment section somebody saying that Avdia is a game-time decision. If Avdia plays, that's a nice boost too. So I think Portland could win this game, actually. They've won the last two against Houston outright. So I think 6.5 is too many.
I'm placing this not expecting Avdia to play. So
yeah, me neither. I'm saying that's kind of a bonus.
Yeah, so I agree. All right. I'm in Portland. This wasn't one of my originals, but it certainly wouldn't be Houston. That's for sure. So yeah, I'm in Portland plus 6.5. All right. Next up, Pelicans Suns. Did the Suns end up losing tonight?
Yeah. They lost
my God, to the Bulls. Did you bet Phoenix?
I did not. I had no action on that game at all.
Yeah, I was considering Suns minus 10.5. Thank God I didn't. So I have no thoughts on this game. I have a bet. I have thoughts on the next two, but I have no thoughts on this one.
Yeah, my thought was the under in this game. I got 225.5. I see you have 224.5. Booker, for the record, did play in the game on Thursday, which is important because he has not played a back-to-back since January 5th. So I'm not sure if Booker's going to play. And we've mentioned many times how bad the Suns' offense is when Brooks and Booker do not play. Not to mention New Orleans did play against Sacramento. A bunch of points in that game. Zion and Trey Murphy were questionable. They both played in the game on Thursday. I do not expect Zion to play a back-to-back. I'm not sure Trey Murphy's going to play a back-to-back. I'm not sure that Devin Booker's going to play a back-to-back. So based on that, I see a bunch of people potentially sitting in this game. And I do think the Suns, even though they have been really bad offensively without Brooks and without Booker, defensively they've been fine. So I do think there's a couple ways to get this under. I'm on the under in this game. I'm not sure Booker plays. He hasn't played a back-to-back in 3 months. And New Orleans with Zion, I'm not sure he plays either. Give me the under in what should be a very ugly game.
I'm just putting Pellies up. I want to be clear. I'm just making a pick for the show. Not betting this at all. I mean, you've got DeJounte Murray questionable, Trey Murphy questionable, Zion Williamson questionable. That's just the only way I'd go. Betting the Pelicans has actually been really lucrative. The only way I would go is Pelicans, but I'm, again, not betting that at all. I want to hear your thoughts on this next one. I don't have a bet. It looks like the line is finally correcting itself. It looks like the Knicks have shifted to be a short favorite here. So I'm a little worried about Josh Hart. He was limping at the end of that OKC game. And look, I plugged everything in. I still think the Knicks should be short favorites here with Denver on a back-to-back, even without Josh Hart. But you know what I can't get out of my head? And maybe this is because I'm a Knicks fan. You remember like a month and a half ago when Josh Hart missed like 3 weeks and the Knicks went 2-11 or something?
It's all part.
Yeah. The question is that because Josh Hart wasn't there, or is that just coincidental? The Knicks happen to be playing like shit in the stretch he missed. Because I think the Knicks should be about 2-point favorites here. If Josh Hart plays, I think 3-point favorites, a full possession. But if he doesn't play, I'm not sure if I want to be on this. So I'm all ears. I'm a Knicks fan. This is not, I bet the next game. What do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. I did bet this game. I'm sorry. I bet under. So I got 230.5. The guy in the chat actually got 231.5. USMC vet. It's going for 4 in a row with his vet play of the day. So yeah, I'm on the under here. Denver on a back-to-back. Knicks a slow-paced team. I would imagine Denver isn't trying to get into a track meet on a back-to-back. The Knicks defense has been excellent. So yeah, I took the under here. I thought the number was way too high. So I am on the under. Sorry about that. I forgot.
No, it's all good. I'm going to go with the Knicks in this one. We disagreed about the Lakers game on Thursday, and I picked Denver because I think the Lakers are just worse. I like the under most of all, and that got there. But I'm not suddenly going to pretend that Denver is this machine that has been rolling lately, because they're not. I just think the Lakers with Ayton and Jackson Hayes had no chance at all guarding Joker, and I'm pretty sure Ayton played 5 minutes. Yeah. And they pulled Ayton immediately, and he didn't come back into the game. So I'm not going to suddenly think that Denver's fixed. I have not been impressed by them over the last couple weeks. I know you have not been impressed by them either. The Knicks, look, they had a great game against the Spurs. They've been playing some better basketball lately. They gave OKC a run for their money. They covered that game, actually. They didn't end up winning. But I do think the Knicks defensively have played a lot better. They look great against the Bucks. Just to go through the numbers here, they have allowed less than 104 points in 4 straight games. So I do like how they're playing. The Nuggets, look, at the end of the day, their offense is pretty simplistic. It's pick and roll with Jamal Murray and Joker, and somebody try to stop it. But do I trust the supporting cast of Brown or Cam Johnson? Not really. I think the Knicks wings could actually give the Nuggets some problems in this game, and it's a back-to-back for Denver as well. Even though the Lakers aren't very good, the game was still close. It came down to the wire. I think it's a bad scheduling spot for Denver. I'll go Knicks -1.
Skis in the comments. Denver is 10-3 to the over on back-to-backs. Yeah, it's not so much that I think it'd be a low-scoring game because Denver's on a back-to-back. In fact, I usually trust defenses less when they're on a back-to-backs. It's just the Knicks have been under machines. The one guy in our chat has been blindly taking Knicks unders, and they're a slow-paced team. So actually, I'm going to run it right now. I'd like to see who Denver has played recently in back-to-backs. So hopefully what I'm looking to see here is hopefully they've played fast-paced teams. So I'm going to pull it up right now. So Denver on back-to-backs has played... 1 second. Utah. Okay, that's fast-paced. Portland. Is Portland fast-paced? I feel like
it's a mix. Nobody knows what Portland's doing.
So actually, the Nuggets played the Knicks and went over recently on a back-to-back, but the Knicks were also on a back-to-back. They played the Clippers 231 points, so that would have went over. Well, actually, that would have been right around this number. They played the Bucks. That was very low scoring. Hornets low scoring. So it's the Mavericks would have stayed under this number. So as far as this number, 230.5, a bunch have stayed under, but yeah, I'm sticking with it. Let's go to the next game, which is Clippers Spurs. Yeah, this number's already coming down. I got did I get 8.5 or 8? Forget exactly. I'm on the Clippers here. I don't know why the Clippers keep getting priced as a bad team. I mean, they're not that bad. I don't understand. I think weren't you on here saying you don't think the Clippers are a good team?
I put it this way. I said that I think they're still watchable, but they're definitely worse having traded Zubac and Harden. But you know what? They're playing hard. Kawhi, when he plays, of course, is still very good. They're not terrible. I'll put it that way. They'll probably be a playing team, if I had to guess, but that's better than completely bottoming out. Because there was a chance that once they traded away everybody, and maybe they would end up sitting Kawhi, who knows. But the Clippers have been playing hard. They've been winning some games. They've been underrated. I think that's the key word I'll use for the Clippers. I'm not saying they're good, but they're undervalued. I'd say that's how I would describe the Clippers.
Yeah, well, I'm on the Clippers in this one. And when's the last time the Clippers have gotten beaten up in a basketball game? I mean, it seems they've covered their last 3 times as underdogs, even when they lost. Where are my Clippers graphics? Guess I don't have Clippers graphics. Whatever, I'll type it.
Well, the last time they got totally destroyed was they lost to the Cavaliers by 33, which I think was like a month ago, give or take, 3 weeks ago. So even when they lose, they tend to be competitive. But the last game where they got absolutely smoked was a month ago. They lost to Cleveland by 33. Besides that, every other loss has been by 6 or fewer points.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, so can you still get a +8? You can still get a +8. So yeah, I'm on the Clippers here. I maybe the Spurs bite me in the ass 2 nights in a row because I did have Detroit tonight. Didn't work out. I understand. I understand the Spurs are playing at a higher level. I get it. But Clippers are not a bad team to be catching 8 against a team on a back-to-back, man. I'm on the Clippers +8.
Yeah, so I'm going to go with the strategy that I had with the Jazz game against the Sixers a couple days ago, which got there. I like the first half for the Clippers in this game. The Spurs, I picked them to beat Detroit. They won pretty comfortably. However, you just beat the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. Is this a letdown spot in the back-to-back? Probably. I mean, the Clippers, we know, aren't exactly a team the Spurs are that worried about, so to speak. I can see the Spurs feeling full of themselves after beating the Pistons handily at home. The Spurs have been a wagon. They've been really, really good. But can I see a world where they potentially no-show the first quarter or the first 24 minutes of this game? Sure, I could see that. I think the Clippers sneak in there, keep the game close for a half. Eventually, I am picking the Spurs to wake up in this game, but I do think the Clippers can make this competitive for 24 minutes. All I need. I'll give me the Clippers first half.
Yeah, Garland's been ruled out, but maybe that has something to do with it. But yeah, cool. Scott, where can they find you?
Yep, find me on Twitter at Rice Show Radio. Find me on SGPN. Bunch of free podcasts there. All my picks are free, so find it all on Twitter at Rice Show Radio.
Cool. Everyone, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Remember to tag Sauce in the competition. If that's every day for the every college basketball day for the remainder of March Madness. I'll have tonight's results tomorrow. So, and you can enter at any time, by the way. So if you miss today, you just start 0-4. It goes on for the whole month, so you have plenty of time to catch up. Take a big underdog or something. But all right, cool. Have a good night, guys.